the likelihood of this turning into anything is very low, but it's an opening. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it is a little bit of like a maybe opening. So
in this business, every single little tiniest
it feels like a
DM
little
slide is worth celebrating. Okay, and welcome to another episode of the Asian Not Asian podcast, the podcast with all of your favorite Asian friends.
I don't know what this character is, but it does come in and out.
It doesn't?
Yeah, I feel like you do this character. Yeah, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah. He's kind of like my folksy singer. Let me do a little bit. Yeah, like funky,
funky, like church.
Church, yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
It's like churchy.
I think I recently watched Coming to America.
Okay.
Have you seen that? The first one?
I have not.
You haven't seen the first one? Oh, it's really good.
Okay. That's the one with Eddie Murphy, right?
Yes, with Eddie Murphy. Some of it has not aged great, but in general, it's pretty good still.
Okay, that's
it's still pretty good. And Arsenio Hall. You know, it's known because like they each do like 5 different characters. Arsenio,
you know what? I have seen it.
Yeah. Arsenio Hall has a an amazing like preacher character.
Yeah.
Sena Villetta the spirit.
It's so 90s humor.
It's super 90s.
Like watching you even do that, I was like, that's 90s humor. That was what 90s humor was. Yeah. That's what we grew up with.
Yeah. Just modulating your voice.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like being loud and weird.
Yes.
They're like, that's funny. Yeah.
You got your own TV show, Arsenio.
Exactly.
Yes, the podcast with all your favorite Asian friends. I'm Mike Nguyen.
I'm Jenny Arimoto. I was thinking about doing the bit, I was like, no.
That's not really your kind of character.
No, and it's 10 a.m. It's too early for that.
We're recording from, today we're at my beloved pirate radio studio thingy.
In Gowanus.
So hopefully my loss is your gain because it does sound better. I think the audio is going to sound better.
It's just quieter.
It's quieter. It's chill here.
And it doesn't smell like weed.
Today it doesn't smell like weed.
Clean.
They instituted, this is pirate, instituted a bunch of new rules. It's really interesting. They're like, you have to tell us how many people are coming.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if they all have to be over 18. I think that was an issue also.
Yeah, because before it was like 16-year-olds wasted.
Yeah.
When we're here recording a podcast at noon.
Like, if you think about it, we're in the middle of this like warehousey district in New York City, in Brooklyn. And there's a box with no windows, no surveillance, no adults.
Yeah. It is the best place to go insane.
Yeah. It's $25 an hour.
Yeah.
Forget podcasting. This place should come with bowls, like bowls for weed.
Yeah. I'm going to throw a fucking warehouse party here.
That would be amazing.
In a podcast.
And it's perfect because they're all soundproofed.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, my birthday party will be here next year. The next Asian prom will be in this booth.
Where's Asian prom? It's in booth 34.
Yeah.
Sing it. We're so glad that you can join us. Today it's just me and Jenny. Solo episode. We've got a couple solo episodes just because, wanted to slow it down, change it up. We took the week off last week. So if you're listening in the order of things with time flowing, last week we were off. This week it'll be me and Jenny, and I think next week it'll be me and Jenny again. So some people really like that.
Really?
People will DM us and DM the podcast.
I think it's just we get more into it.
We do get more into it.
And / we like talk about our personal lives a lot more.
We do talk about our personal lives a lot.
And people like that.
They do. I think it's cool. People want to know more about what it's like being an Asian creative person.
Yeah. I'm like, this?
Is
this what you want?
Is this what oh, you're not entertained?
Yeah.
Is that what
you're not entertained?
Yeah.
Mine's more like, are you entertained? Are you entertained? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine is the same. It's entertained ? That's all we want.
Entertained.
Yeah. Speaking of which, thank you for everyone who came out to Hack City yesterday. I forgot to even promote it. We put it out. Obviously, we have the mailing list. So if you're not on the mailing list, you can go to asiannotasianpod.com and sign up for the mailing list. But we have a mailing list for Hack City and for other shows. Fumi is on tour right now, and so we'll let you know when those are out. He was in Rhode Island the other week, and He's in Chicago, I think this week, and then he's in all these other places. So we'll let you know about that. But you can also be on the mailing list. But I forgot to like promote it even on the podcast, and that's always a nice thing. Just kind of like get some folks in there.
Yeah.
Completely forgot. Just snuck up on me, and I was like, "Oh shit, X City is this week." It's the second Friday of every month for people who are wondering. We're not going to have one in November, but we will have it. We'll be back in December. So it's the second Friday of every month. I think that's December 8th. That's coming out. But yesterday was fire.
Yeah, it was so fun.
It was super. Except we had too many straight dudes.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay, yeah. So my take on if you came last night, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I will say the audience was different than usual. Mm-hmm. Did you feel that?
I did feel it was different. Sometimes when it's. I think the podcast fans are always the best audience.
Yeah.
Because our fans are like, we're smart. We went to college, but we're down with like, get a little racy.
Yeah.
Get a little raunchy.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
It was not even that raunchy.
It really wasn't.
Yeah.
But this crowd was like, I think like Cisco Systems was having a conference.
That's what it felt like. It felt like a bunch of middle managers.
Yes.
Somehow ended up at our show.
Yes, for
like
sure.
Slightly older.
Right.
Like I was watching a person who like was sitting kind of like to the side, and he was wincing anytime buttholes would come up.
Which came up a lot.
It came up a lot, and he was wincing.
Yes.
And he was the one who, when you said, "Who's a character from the Bible?" and he said it immediately.
Oh,
it was the same person. It was like that energy where I was like, "Who are you? Why are you here?
What is this? Maybe it was like a Christian meetup or something.
I don't know.
Christian singles meetup.
I know the vibes are weird, and
it was a weird
I brought
vibe.
up horoscopes like 3 times, and
Yeah.
I bombed every time I brought it up. I was like, "This."
We're in the middle of Brooklyn?
I should be able to make horoscope jokes.
This is the place to make horoscopes.
Yeah,
This is where we invented horoscopes.
I did feel the audience was very straight, and
It was
our
a very
lineup
straight
was
audience.
also very straight.
It was a very
male.
straight, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think people were like, I don't know. I think they were a little reserved. They were also sort of like, is it okay to laugh at butthole jokes?
Yeah.
And also, I think a fair amount of people were sort of like, I'm not really into the butthole jokes
Yeah,
today.
exactly. Or they were just laughing kind of silently. Like,
Yeah.
which is not great when you're up in stage. We want to hear it,
We
but
wanna hear it. It was very
I
quiet.
thought the show itself was wonderful.
I think people had a great time.
Yeah.
And we had a special guest drop in, which I'll tell you, it was Ronnie Chieng, and he and I were texting back and forth earlier in the week. I was just like, hey, he's back now in New York because Daily Show's back. So I was like, hey man, you want to come by and just do some time? And he's like, yeah, sure. Find out later on that actually because of he had spots before and after, and he wouldn't be able to make it. So I was like, no worries, it's all good. You can always come whenever you want.
Next time, yeah.
If I can be there at 9, I can do. I'll come and I'll do a set if I can go up at 9.
Yeah.
And I had missed this text before because I was away from my phone.
Yeah.
He was already on his way.
Okay.
And our hard out time is 9.
It's 9. Yeah.
Okay, so our slot at Union Hall is 7:30. The show goes until like
8:45.
Exactly. Hard out is 9 o'clock.
They're like, get out.
For reals. They'll start turning the lights on.
Yeah.
And I've gotten in trouble before.
Yeah.
So we have to go find the stage manager or the venue manager, and we're like, hey, if we can go a little past 9, Ronnie Chieng will be here, and she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
We've been there a long time. So she's like, yeah, sure, come. Like it's fine. You can do like 9:15. And I go back to Ronnie. I'm like, are you still on the way? It's like he's like, yeah, I'm coming. So the thing is that it is at the time 8:40.
Yes.
And
Julia Shiplett,
God bless her. She's the last act of the night, and she's probably got like another 3 minutes on stage. And so I'm literally running around. That means I have to fill 15 minutes from like 8:45 to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's a significant chunk of time.
It is.
And so I'm like, okay, are there other comedians from the show after hours who are here? No.
No, it was a little too early for that.
Exactly. So I go upstairs and I'm like, I will throw any comedian up right now.
I know. And let me say, Mike comes up to me. I have no contact. So in the middle of
this is all happening. Me and Fawn, the producer, are working on this with the stage
meanwhile,
man.
I'm standing there. I'm watching them run around. I thought some nightmare thing was happening. And so I was like, was there like an attack on the city?
No.
Was there like something going on? They're running around. They're going out to the hallway, coming back in. I'm watching Julia being like, Julia's so funny. Like, I'm having a time.
You're having a great time.
And I was like, the show's almost over. I literally announced her as the last act of the night.
Yes, you did. You did announce her at the last act.
And so I was just like having fun. Julia's looking at me because there's running happening around, like movement.
Yeah.
And then you come up to her and you go, is Brian Park here?
Brian Park had texted me.
That is the most insane question at 8:40. I was like, what are you talking about?
Brian Park had texted me. And he's like, hey, man, can I get I'm going to stop by and just watch the show. If he was there, I would have thrown him up.
Brian
I was looking for him. I was looking for him in the audience.
Yeah, I'll let him know.
Couldn't find him. But yeah, so I go upstairs and I'm like looking for a comedian. And I can spot a comedian. Yeah. I just know. There's always something off about them.
They look like they're so broken inside.
They just look like, for a while, the way I described it was like, imagine how you dressed in college. But now you just never stopped wearing those clothes. And you're 29.
That is so funny. Yeah.
It's not even like, these are the cool, ironic clothes. No. The clothes you wore to Econ 110.
Yeah.
You still have them.
Yeah, or you're 37, but you dress like you're 25.
Yes.
Like you're wearing the croppiest crop top of all time, but you're like nearing 40. That's a comedian.
Yes. Yeah. Same thing. It works the same with like guys, because I feel like comedian guys have kind of stepped up their game with how they dress.
Yeah.
But it's still like, it's just like you're dressed a little too BET, but where you're not BET at all.
Oh, interesting.
Just like a little too much.
I was going to say, it looks like you're a copywriter for like a mattress company. You know what I mean? But like a little too cool for that.
Yes.
That's a comedian.
Yes. Yes. You write for a startup called Willow.
Yeah, exactly. Like a tech, like it's like an up and coming tech startup.
We use a special polyurethane.
Exactly.
Discover Willow.
That's a comedian.
That's a comedian.
Yeah. All your copy is written by a comedian for those companies. Just know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was running around upstairs in Union Hall looking for a comedian. Any comedian would have done it.
Yeah.
But no, everybody was wearing leather jackets, but cool ones.
Yeah.
And so I was like, these people are normies. Normal people, civilians.
Yeah.
A comedian would only wear a leather jacket that like, yes, it's secondhand, but it wasn't like in the good secondhand. It was like all like...
That's what I wore today.
No, yours is fine. Okay. Yours is good. Yours is good.
Thank you.
But you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know
like
what you're saying.
Just enough where it's like, oh, this is the one that was like $88 rather than 100%. Exactly. Yeah. So couldn't find him. Fawn comes up to me and is like, so Julia's gotten off stage. It's Jenny's up by herself.
I'm up there by myself.
So you didn't. I don't know if she lit him. I don't know if Fawn lit.
No,
she just jumped off.
Julia just jumped off because it was reaching too long.
Yeah, no, I mean that's totally fine. That was on us.
You guys ran away, and then Julia ended the set, and I was like, oh my god! I sprint up because Julia was like up there by herself. I sprint up, and I'm like, hey everybody, it's me again. So I have something to say.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you? You didn't catch any of it. So
I didn't.
I was like, I basically start panicking, and I'm like, okay, fun moment. Mike is gone. He is running around. We have a special guest coming.
Yes.
And the thing is, he's not going to come for a little bit.
Yes.
So I'm going to vamp for a bit until Mike gets here.
Yes.
And so everyone was like laughing at that part.
Oh, good.
And so then I start being like, all right, this is cool. I'm good at this. I don't do stand up. And I was like, let's just like do some audience stuff. And then I was like, oh God, sorry, it's real chaotic. It's Eclipse week. Absolute silence.
Well, what's Eclipse week?
It's an eclipse in Lunar.
Oh, eclipse week.
Solar eclipse today.
I thought you were talking about like clips, like social media.
No, eclipse week.
Eclipse week.
It's
okay.
like the eclipse is in Libra.
Yes.
Absolute dead silence. The front row is almost all straight men.
Oh, totally.
Like that one guy who took off his jacket, he looked at me, he literally went like this. One little
The chortle.
Yeah, the chortle, which is the worst reaction. That's the worst. And I literally said, okay, I got one grunt in the front. That got a laugh.
Great.
And then I was like, how's everyone doing? How's everyone's week? Does anyone have a crazy story? And then Mike, you ran back. And I was like, oh my God, thank God Mike's here.
I ran back in. I run back in there.
We have 15 minutes.
We have 15 minutes to kill. So we go up there, and that's a long time to vamp.
It is.
What was in your vamp plan? I wanted to know. I want to know what your vamp plan was. You had no other options?
Well, I would just start talking.
Yeah.
Like, it's such improviser brain. I have no joke set up. I have nothing pre-thought about. So I've literally, here was my actual one of my backup plans.
Yeah.
My friend, who's an improviser, was sitting at the very front.
Ford?
Ford.
Oh.
Yeah. So Mike called up.
I had called Ford up previously.
Just randomly for his set. And so Ford is an improviser. I'm an improviser. We literally just did improv twice this week. I was going to pitch doing a two-prov.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes.
You could do proof two-prov.
We could have easily done 10 minutes of improv.
Oh, for sure.
But that audience was not the audience for it. Like, I think if it was one of our normal audiences, it would have been okay.
Yeah.
But this was like I was like, if they're already uncomfortable with like poop jokes.
Oh, yes.
Then like it's not going to go well if the two of us like all of a sudden like, and we just need a word to get started. All these people will be like, huh, this is kooky. They're not standing up there telling jokes. Like I think they would get so confused.
Yes.
So I was like, we can't do that.
We should have just stayed home and read the Bible.
Exactly.
Like we should have done.
So I like decided
that was your ultimate backup plan. I think that would have worked.
My true alt plan was going to be like, if we really ran out of stuff to talk about, which I don't think we would, I would have like called Ford. Ford would have done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So I go up there and then I was going to tell everybody who it was, but then I didn't. I'm glad we didn't because then it kind of builds the excitement who's going to show up. So, and then we just like talked. We had a topic. Yeah. And we'll talk about it in a later episode. And then that topic segues into a bunch of jokes I do. So I essentially did more jokes. You did
do a set. Like
I did essentially did a set.
And I just sat there like I've never heard the jokes before.
You know what it was like? It's kind of like that Japanese thing.
Oh, yeah, manzai. And then I would like interject with the joke.
Yeah. We should do manzai. I've never seen it. I don't understand the form. So, but it was cool. We did it. We just like stretched it all the way out until finally Ronnie came up.
Yeah.
And this is like one of the weird sort of quirks about doing stand-up is the most fun I have sometimes is bringing Ronnie up.
Yeah.
Because people get so excited.
I know.
It's like you brought out a really big bowl of mac and cheese.
It was the loudest the audience.
People were really excited because you announced that you're like, say, and his credits were like fire credits. Yeah. You say like Marvel. You're like, come on, exactly. It's not just like the Chuckle Hut.
You're right.
The Funny Bone.
Right. It's like a name that everyone knows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This guy punched Aquaman in the face.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I know that I'm mixing universes. Anyway, so bringing him up is like always a pleasure. Everybody gets super excited, and he does this thing. He's super funny. And we go later, like 9:10, 9:15, and it was a cool show.
It was so fun.
It was just like
I got more stage time than ever because of the vamping.
You should just do something.
I know.
How about is there such a thing as solo prov?
No, that'd be a nightmare.
Does it exist?
It exists, yeah.
Okay.
Really good people can do event. You could watch probably 30 minutes of someone do it by themselves.
Oh, if they're like really, really good.
I'm not.
Yeah.
That good.
Well, you could. I don't know if you're interested in doing that.
Yeah, I have to figure out something.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out together. So this week is just you and I, and listen, I may have beautiful, ageless Asian skin, but when you get to be my age, you do worry about some things. You worry about things like thinning hair. And if you're worried about thinning hair, I want to tell you there's help. There's Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve hair growth, visible thickness, and visible scalp coverage for men and for women. Nutrafol's hair growth supplements use physician-formulated, natural, medical-grade ingredients. Their drug-free, patented technology provides consistent, reliable results. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code ASIAN. Find out why over 3,500 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. That's Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN. Life doesn't happen on a bi-weekly basis, so why does your payday? The money you earn can be yours today with Earnin. Earnin is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the Earnin app and verify your paycheck. Then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. If I needed something like Earnin, it's what I'd use. And this is why. Earnin is simple, easy to use, and a fast way to get access to money you need immediately. Make Earnin a part of your financial routine and join Earnin's over 3.5 million customers who say things like, when I think about Earnin, I think about financial stability and security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. Download Earnin today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the Earnin app, type in Asian under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Asian under podcast. Subject to your available earnings, daily max and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Yeah, actually, I guess we can talk about that first because, do you want to talk about what kind of agent you were this week?
Sure, because mine is not that interesting.
Well, no, I think it's cool.
Okay.
But like it flows into like if you're not as interested in maybe, sagging, SA, Screen Actors Guild.
Oh, yeah.
SAG.
Yeah.
You're more of
sagging my pants? Like, what are you talking about?
I'm surprised that hasn't come back full force.
It's kind of coming back. I'm seeing
a
some
little
people
bit.
start sagging, and I was like, I really don't like it. I don't think it's flattering.
It's really not.
Yeah.
And
for most people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I can talk about me.
Okay. What kind of Asian were you this week, Jenny?
I was a writer Asian.
Oh, hey.
So part of the reason why I haven't seen Mike in so long is because I had COVID.
Yes.
And so I had COVID. I missed kind of one of the shows that we were doing.
Yep.
And then I came out of it. I can't even remember the timeline of it, but I came out of it and the writer's strike ended.
Yes.
And so something was like, oh God, I got to write. Like, I was like, I got to write. Like, I didn't do any of the long-term projects I was planning on doing during the strike. And so I started panicking. And so I set a deadline for myself to finish my pilot by last week. Yeah. Just to have it.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Okay.
Kind of classic.
Yeah.
I wrote 6 pages and then I was like, no. I was like, I don't wanna. I've had a really chaotic week this week, but it's not that interesting. I just had a lot of like shows, and I said yes to being filmed in 2 sketches. Like, acting.
Whoa.
So I just like was like as like side projects. I'm just trying to get back into it. During COVID, I kind of lost the thread. I was like, it was like the storm and COVID, and I just like recently have been losing the thread of why I want to do this. Like,
for sure.
Why do I want to do anything like that's comedy related? Why don't I just like literally get a job and buy a house?
Well, like the whole industry was asking itself that question. And this whole summer was really just sort of like, what are we doing?
Exactly. And like when that strike ended, I was like, why didn't I do anything then? And then I just like spiraled. I was like, I didn't do anything. Yeah. Like I'm behind, whatever.
Yeah.
Then this week, I basically had an email that's like, "Can you send me your sample?" I don't have it ready.
You don't have a. I thought you had a sample ready.
I mean, I have samples, but I'm not proud of them. Sure. That's always what I say. I'm like, I have samples. I don't want to send it out.
Okay.
It's also like my samples are old. I've changed a lot in the last 3 years as a writer.
Got it.
Whatever. And so I get an email at 9:15 on Tuesday.
Whew.
PM. I'm at a bar. I'm 1 drink in.
Yeah.
I immediately start spiraling. I'm like, fuck, I don't have a sample ready.
Yeah.
So I basically rush home. I just did a show, so I'm surrounded by improvisers who don't write. They're like, good luck. Run home. I basically then spend the next 48 hours writing.
Whoa.
I pump out a full pilot.
Wow. Because they needed it by a certain time?
They were like ASAP.
Okay.
And I said, is end of week okay? And they basically were like, can you do earlier?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Better earlier is better.
Of course. I mean, like, there's the feeding frenzy right now.
Exactly. Because the strike is over, so like things are starting again. They're starting to staff. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm like so So I like basically holed up for 2 days and pumped out 30-something pages of writing. Yeah. I like blacked out. It felt like finals week.
You like woke up and you're just like in your underwear, like surrounded by paper.
Yeah.
And there's like a pentagram on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a finished pilot.
And you're like, whoa.
It worked.
Yeah. So
Mephisto.
I don't know if it's good or not, but I pumped something out.
Is this a pilot that you had and you rewrote?
Yeah, this is like version 4, but I started from scratch.
Okay.
It was like a complete rewrite.
For sure. Nice.
So yeah, that was my week. It's like not exciting. It's exciting in some ways because I was like, I finished a thing. To finish anything is a huge win for writing.
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't know if you saw that I posted on my close friends. I was like, how do I make myself love writing? I'm going to say the process of writing is not fun. What I like is the end product and getting compliments.
Yeah. Just compliments. You just want the compliments part.
And like seeing it come to life, like seeing people act out your words, it's awesome. I used to do when I do live sketch. That's the best part.
Yeah.
The act of sitting there with your headphones on, listening to brown noise on YouTube.
Is that your move?
Yeah.
Brown noise.
So it sounds like you're on an airplane. I'm like a baby that's being rocked to sleep in utero. I need that sound to write. Like it's not fun.
So you have your full setup.
Yeah.
I think because that I think can really help. So you have you have the lights on or off? On, lights on.
All on.
Comfortable jammies, or are you like in street clothes?
If it's during the day, I'm in street clothes, so it feels like
You're like at work.
Yeah,
right.
working.
Okay. And then you can do it at any time of day?
I prefer day.
You prefer day?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not a nighttime writer.
Not a nighttime writer.
Yeah.
Or not an early morning writer.
No.
Okay.
I do want to become an early morning writer. I was like talking to Young Me about her
yeah,
writing
Young Me
process,
like writes in
and
the
she
morning.
writes like crazy early.
Yeah, super early.
And I was like, that's actually really smart. I just don't have the discipline to wake up early and do it.
Sure.
But I was waking up at like 8 and
Yeah.
like immediately writing.
Yeah. Just like the first thing you do. Just get your coffee and just start writing.
Exactly. I would say like 8 to 12 is like the best time.
Yeah, I think that's a good time.
Yeah.
I think the trick is try to do it either like early before your brain gets all like mushy from looking at social media.
Yeah. And like existing.
Yeah, exactly. There's like too much gunk.
Yeah.
Or I do it late at night when I'm like, when it's like, I'll try to make it a party. You know, so like I turn on a special like blue light that I have.
Yeah.
And like I'll like, you know, my desk is in my bedroom now, so I have to keep it dark because my wife's sleeping.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's headphones, and I'm just like, oh yeah. But like I'll take a lot of breaks.
That's the thing. It's good to take breaks.
Is
I used to, like in college when I would study, I would not let myself take breaks.
Yeah.
Because I felt guilty. But I actually shot myself in the foot because what I would be doing instead is like procrastinating on the computer.
Yeah.
It's really bad. So this time I was like, take breaks if you need it, but then when you're focusing, focus.
Yes.
Like I had plans to watch a movie already that I'd not taken. I was like, just do that. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh,
Go
I see.
do it.
Yeah.
Take a break.
But
don't
when
think
you're
about
working,
it,
you're
and
working.
then come back and work.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. I FaceTime with my friend.
Oh.
And we just stayed on camera.
Oh.
And just wrote. And that was the most productive session I had.
Is your friend's also a writer?
Yeah. So we both just wrote.
And
for like
she
3
was also
hours.
writing?
Yeah.
Writing her pilot as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
And we just like pumped it out.
Yo. I mean,
so
I think
that's like the way to do it, just like accountability. But I don't know. I just feel like I feel pretty good. I don't know if I feel good about the pilot, but I feel good that I did it.
Yes.
I feel to have any
manager.
opportunity is like great.
Dude, I mean, it's amazing when somebody asks you for a sample because at least it's just like so hard to get in the room.
Totally. And the likelihood of this turning into anything is very low, but it's an opening. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it is a little bit of like a maybe opening. So
in this business, every single little tiniest
it feels like a
DM
little win.
slide is worth celebrating. You know where I'm recording this ad from on top of my Helix Sleep Mattress. Okay, not really. I am in the same room as my Helix Sleep Mattress. For years, I had those cheap, crappy mattresses you get from some big box store. And since I got my Helix mattress a couple years ago, I sleep better and recover from jujitsu better. Yes, I managed to sneak jujitsu into this ad. And now that I've got my son, it's even better. We get to snuggle on there and read books, and it's awesome. He falls asleep on there all the time. Helix offers 20 unique mattresses, including the very fancy schmancy Luxe collection. Helix offers all kinds of mattresses, from mattresses with memory foam for side sleepers to responsive foam for stomach and back sleepers. There's even mattresses for big and tall sleepers and for kids. Take the Helix Sleep Quiz to find your perfect mattress in just 2 minutes. When you're ready, your personalized mattress is sent right to your door free of charge. But don't just take my word for it. Helix offers a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new mattress. Check it out and go to helixsleep.com/Asian and enter promo code HelixPartner to get 20% off. That's right. It's helixsleep.com/Asian, promo code HelixPartner to get 20% off.
I just remembered another thing that I did. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it.
A little juicy thing? Okay.
Yeah, I fully forgot about this. DM slide reminded me.
Okay, cool.
An opportunity.
Yeah.
A casting director reached out to me.
Nice.
For reality television.
Oh, yeah.
I was like...
What show?
I don't know. It's a new show.
Okay.
But it's like I think it's not like a dating show.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything. It's like a strategy competition show.
Somebody reached out to me once. No, this is not the same one. This was like maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I forgot that I did it this week because this week has been really chaotic for me.
Yeah.
So like I forgot that this happened. I took a call this week.
Oh.
And she was like, I just saw your stuff online, which is sketch comedy. So I'm also like, how do you know that I'm anything?
Yeah.
I'm usually like, you know, like, I'm a privileged millennial. That's like my character.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was like, we're casting for a new strategy game, and we thought you might be a good fit.
Interesting.
Me? She's like, are you good at strategy? And I can't lie. So I was like, not really.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of curious. So she's like, I was like, what's the audition process like? And she was like, you just talk to the producers for an hour.
Oh, wow. So they just kind of get your vibe.
I think they just like try to get your vibe. Yeah. I
Interesting.
might do it just to
see.
But yeah, I got asked to maybe do a strategy reality TV show.
Do you know anything about like what the strategy is like?
No, well, they said it's almost like Big Brother and The Circle combined.
Yes.
Where it's like you have to become like the most popular person in a place. But there also are games. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, so the person who reached out to me, this was a couple years ago, it was for The Circle.
Really?
Yeah, and
you could have been on The Circle?
No, well, I mean, it was like the first reach out, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even respond because I was just like, I couldn't, I mean, in retrospect, maybe if you like, I guess all, exposure can be good in some ways.
I have no interest in that.
Right. But like, that's the only real reason why I would do it. But I mean, I was watching, I've never watched The Circle.
You haven't? Season 1's actually very fun.
Is it like, but I'm not like conniving.
I know. I don't think you would do that well.
No, I would do very poorly. But here's the thing. Maybe that's okay if I'm like, Mike Nguyen, he was in only 2 episodes, but that's enough for another 5,000 Instagram followers. That's enough for me.
You would do it for 5,000 Instagram followers?
The fuck? I mean, I know these people aren't paying me, so it's like, I was watching this other show. This like show about like personal finance.
Yeah.
And they had the winner of The Circle on, and he's like really bad at personal finance.
Yeah.
He spends like $500 a week or a month on brunch alone or something like that. He's I could see why he won.
Yeah.
He's very flamboyant and he's just like vivacious. And like you like him, but he is terrible with money.
Yeah, those are 2 different skills.
And but I could see what like a producer going, oh, this guy's perfect.
Right.
Yeah, like him. He's engaging and he makes bad decisions.
Exactly. And I don't think I'm vivacious.
Yeah, you're vivacious.
Thank you so much.
But you don't make.
I'm just cornering I'm cornering you into compliments.
Oh no, this is the game.
Yeah, this is the game.
Oh no,
I'm winning.
The walls of this booth fall away.
Yeah.
There's a studio audience.
Yeah.
Mike, you've been eliminated. Welcome to the podcast.
The person who gets the most compliments wins.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, but you don't make bad decisions.
No, that's the thing. Like, I think I'm too careful. And I also don't speak my mind without calculating.
Oh.
Like, in a way that I think it's not fun. Like, I think they want someone who's going to, like, say crazy things or start fights. You know what I mean? Like, someone who's going to, like, do the stuff that's going to be, like, good for clips. I will be, like, quietly sitting and then be like, no problem if not. But could you vote for me next round? Like, is that really fun to watch? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't feel like, I don't know, this to get all Asian on you, I think you might be right. I don't know if I would have gotten that many followers. I was watching. There's that show where it was like a dating show, and it was like I can't remember which one. It's like a generic dating show, but one of the guys was an Asian dude.
Yeah.
And I went and looked at all I watched a couple episodes. It was fine, and I was looking at the people, and like everybody was like had all these followers, like especially the winner, who is an Asian woman, and she's like a lawyer and all that stuff. And then there was the Asian dude who was on there. First of all, barely any screen time, almost none.
Yeah, is this Love Is Blind?
It might be that one.
Okay.
And then I went on his Instagram. I have more followers. And I was like, no love for this guy. He's good looking and everything.
But you go on Love Is Blind. Well, I don't know about now, but you go on Love Is Blind to find love. Not for followers.
Not for followers.
Yeah.
But still, like, those people also got followers.
I know. Yeah.
So it's just like, I think maybe if I went there, I'd have to like be not me.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like, you have to be a character, a caricature version of you.
Yes. I would be more like, I would be wearing all my tropical shirts like unbuttoned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would like grow my hair out just a little bit, look a little bit blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're gonna like make yourself stand out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Sunglasses all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay,
great.
Just we
gotta get Mike on Love Is Blind.
Get me on Love Is Blind.
With the baby.
Yes.
Get him on Love Is Blind. I think I would crash and burn on any show.
On that, yeah.
Because I can't be a character. I just would forget.
But I think that's what would your character be like?
Mine?
Yeah, because mine would be like scumbag. I'm the scumbag guy who's like, I can sell you cocaine.
I think I would be like, I would play like ditzy almost.
Oh.
Like just like kind of like confident but a little stupid.
Yes.
Like, like I don't really get anything. It's like, what's that?
Would you play up your Japanese-ness?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't think that's going to benefit me that much. You think it would?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes
it would depend on the environment.
Like you could do a little bit of it and kind of like throw people off where it's like, oh, is she like from Japan? But then like she perfectly understands everything I says, but she's also dumb.
Yeah. I just play really dumb.
Yeah. I like that.
I like see a door. I'm like, what's that?
We should be
that's
these characters.
Door. You know? I'm like really stupid.
We should be these characters from one of the podcasts.
Yeah, it would be so like horrible to listen to.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I DJ from my iPod, which I still have.
Yeah. You DJ from your iPod, and I'm like, oh my God, what's that? And you're like, it's music. I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm so stupid.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I just take it completely at face value.
Yeah.
Like I'm so much smarter than her.
Yeah. Actually, we would get along. These two characters would get along because you would explain everything to me. I'd be like, whoa, wow, you're so smart.
This is a pilot right here.
Okay, writing it.
A
full 30 minutes of this. I bet you want that.
I finished my pilot too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's right.
It was just I took a class, and I think you know him as well.
Yeah.
Matthew Starr. So it was cool. It's funny because it's like there's like 5 classes, and I did 1 through 4, like one after another, very in regular succession, and then the space between 4 and 5 was like 3 months.
That's so crazy.
Because one of them I went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
But when I got back, I was like, maybe he'll forget.
Which is insane because you paid him for
I
this.
did.
Yeah.
And then he emails me, and he's a professional. He's like, hey man, we still got your 5th one. We got to finish your pilot, blah, blah. And so we like, get on Zoom very quickly and just kind of reorient. And he's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And I knew I needed to get this done.
Yes.
And so I just set a date.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this.
Good.
My pilot is too short, but
Okay.
I followed like, his process
said,
is he has an outline. You you bullet it, get all the beats out. So just following the beats. And I have a different experience in that while the actual writing I enjoy having the characters do stuff to each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's the breaking the story that I find to be very difficult.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like so hard.
And I imagine that doing it with someone else is much better.
You think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think doing it by myself.
Oh, yeah.
I feel sometimes I'm like, is this stupid?
Yes.
That's me all the time. Like, is this story stupid?
Yes.
Is it interesting? Like,
yes.
at all?
I would write
spiral
it
in my own head.
Yeah, and I would be like, is this obvious?
Yeah.
Or even the other where it's like, is this so not obvious?
Right.
Which is such a weird conundrum to be in because you'd write a scene and you're like, how can this both be obvious and not obvious?
Exactly.
But you have no idea.
Yeah.
You're just like, I purely made this up.
Right.
Yeah. There's no reference.
The craziest part is when you're writing and you go, how do people talk? Do you know what I mean? You're like, how does anything happen?
Yeah.
It's just like when you start doing it, because I've written a couple at this point, it gets easier, but it is one of those things where you're like, writing for like stuff, when you're watching a bad movie,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? You go, oh, I see what they're trying to do, but it's like,
not working.
But you realize how hard it is to make something that's very good.
Yeah.
That's clear and interesting and
clear.
Different.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to write a scene where the guy goes, my character goes to like a kind of like not a WeWork, but I don't know, like a upskilling kind of school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where they teach you UX design.
I see.
And the UX...
boot camp.
Yes, exactly. So the boot camp person is up there. And I had this woman in my mind. And she like powers up her little screen and she starts presenting. And I'm like, what is UX? And I had to like Google it. And then like I was just like, UX. I was like writing it in there. And I just made some stuff up based on what it was. But at the same time, I was like, what's the point of this? And then I was like, I got locked into this thing where I was like, am I going to have to write this whole class? I'm going to have to write a 50-minute like presentation on like UX design.
I know, but that's why you literally write what you know.
Yes.
I know.
So I just like did what I could. But I hear what you're saying. I actually started sweating. I was like, oh my God, I'm in the hole now.
Yeah, you're like, I have to go to boot camp.
Yeah.
That's so expensive.
Yeah,
I don't even want to do UX.
I don't even want to do UX, but I got to know what this for this one side character. Has to know. It has to feel real.
That's so funny.
But
congratulations. The hardest part is writing the first draft.
Oh my God.
I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny because as I was writing it, I was like, this is bad. But not in this... it was bad because now I know why it's bad.
Yeah.
Not just bad because it's bad or
Right.
something. Like, I was like, oh... I was putting stuff down. I was like, oh, this doesn't work. I need to have something here, and I need to have, this character says this instead.
Right.
And so it was cool to see the mechanics because, even a couple years ago when I was first starting this, I was like, how do two people get into a room? Like I literally didn't know how to put two people in a room to talk.
Totally.
It was just like they would just materialize.
Yeah.
Like,
you have the basics now.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna get a job.
I have a job. I don't want any more.
You're gonna get another job. A fourth job.
Oh my god.
Staffed on a television show.
Revenue streams.
Yeah.
But these are like the least passive revenue streams. These are the most active
you're choosing the most active revenue streams.
Yeah.
Exhausting. Uses your brain.
Yeah. I'm also a SoulCycle instructor. Yeah. I got another job, Jenny.
Yeah, you're like, I have to go make a playlist and a routine now.
I would be so bad at making playlists.
Yeah, I would. No offense, I wouldn't take your class.
No, you shouldn't. It would be like Bad Bunny, and then all of a sudden like Vivaldi.
Yeah, and I'd be like, fuck, Mike's classes are so weird. Yeah.
And then like a remix of Super Mario Brothers was on. Do 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 do.
EDM remix. Yeah.
Pump those legs.
Okay,
yeah.
So what kind of Asian were you this week, Mike?
Okay. So last week I was off, and we took a hiatus day or week. A, we were working pretty hard, and then B, I had to go look at cars.
So that's why you said bye week.
Yes, I had a bye week.
Yeah.
Because I was buying a car. So I was a car Asian.
Oh my
I'm
god!
A car Asian.
I can't believe this is on the heels of Fumi being on. You're talking about cars.
That's really I think what sealed it because it really kind of like.
If I were here, you wouldn't own a car because I would have squashed that conversation.
You would have
so
definitely.
Fast.
You're like, why do you need a car, Mike?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Just. I don't know what you would say.
Yeah, I'd be like, public transportation is actually better for the community.
Yeah, it really is. But so that Saturday, the ironic thing with car shopping in New York is that in order to look at cars, you need a car.
Yeah.
It was like I was going around in circles.
That's right. You have to go far to get a car. Because there's no dealers around here.
That's copywriting right there.
Oh my God.
You need to go far to get a car.
Yeah, and that's me. I'm a copywriter for Subaru.
So I got my friend's car. He was gracious enough to let me use it.
Yeah.
And me and my son and my wife, we pile in this car and we drive, and I like set up like a couple of appointments at 3 lots.
Okay.
One is actually in New York and 2 are in New Jersey.
Okay.
And so we go to one in New Jersey, and it's exactly what first of all, also it's freaking pouring rain.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
It was pouring rain.
It was pouring rain.
And fortunately during the drives it wasn't raining, but like each time we were on the road, pouring rain.
Yeah.
So we get to this first lot, a used car lot in New Jersey.
Okay.
Picture one in your mind. Yes, it's exactly like that.
I just immediately went to Sopranos.
It was Sopranos, except imagine the guy showing you the car is Dominican.
Okay.
Yeah, it was exactly like that.
Got it.
But it was, like a bunch of cars all crammed into a lot.
Yeah.
They had spent maybe $50 on the building itself, and filled it with a bunch of gamer chairs.
That's such a specific vibe. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. Oh, my thing went down. Here we go. So it was all gamer chairs in there, and I was only looking at Outbacks from about 2014-15 because that's about how much I wanted to spend.
Yeah.
So we go and we find we drive one, and each one of the cars, we drove 3 Subarus there. Mm-hmm. And each one had something weird about it.
Okay.
So the one of them, which was the newest one, it looked really good. It was like it has a cool color and like the inside was nice, but it smelled funny. It smelled like somebody had smoked in it and then was like, "Oh shit, I got to sell this car," and like rubbed a bunch of lemon on it.
Yeah, and then was like Febrezing like shit.
Yes,
hell.
It was just like weird. It was like a weird smell, and the engine had like a weird in it. And I was like, "This is weird."
No, that's not good.
Exactly. Second one I drove was nice. Person had taken care of it. It was like the nicer trim, so it was like leather seats and all this shit, and it was like had a moonroof. I was like, "Oh, this is super nice," but backup camera didn't work.
Okay.
So I was like, "Motherfucker."
Sucks. Yeah.
But it was like in the running, and then the third one was just like a junky one. I just didn't like that one. So then we go. Again, I'm trying to do this so that we can get a car same day and drive off the lot.
Yeah.
It was like a Herculean effort. To do this. That means we have to find a car by 2 p.m.
Why?
Because that's when the bank closes and I can go to the bank and get a certified check. Because I have to have a certified check.
Yeah.
It was that's what I'm saying. Like I had one day to close this deal.
Yeah.
So we go to this other Subaru, and it's a Subaru, like they sell used cars, and it's a Subaru place. So it's like night and day. Everybody's wearing like white polos. You know, everybody in there is named Jeff or Dan. I went in there. I'm like, hi, can I talk to Dan? They're like, which Dan? Dan Miola? Dan Mazzilia? Dan Cazelli? You know, and like all these Dans came out. They all had beards, but they were just like clones of each other of different ages.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is my son Dan. You know?
Yeah.
Super.
Wait. I think you want to talk to my cousin Dan.
Hey, you talking to my cousin Dan? Don't worry about it. Hey, you like Chrysler's?
Yeah.
So very nice people, and I see this car, and it's the lowest mileage I'd seen. And it's manual.
Okay.
So it's manual transmission, which I liked. And on a lark, I had like looked for it.
Yeah.
And found it. And I had joked that I wanted a manual transmission car. I knew how to drive stick. My old car was a stick. But I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And Gina can drive stick.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
she can. So that was like, otherwise it would be a deal breaker for sure. But we drove around, we found it, we got it. Went in there, and I was like, okay, we gotta haggle. So I was like showing him these other cars that I was looking at, and like, I want to spend this much.
Yeah.
Jeff, his name is Jeff. I was like, Jeff, do you think I could walk out with this much? And he's like, let me go talk to my guy. And he goes and he comes back and he's like, okay, we can do it. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Couldn't get insurance that day.
Okay.
So it's like a law.
Okay.
You can't get insurance that day or something. I don't know if it's a law, but it took me several days to get insurance.
So to go back.
I had to go back. And the insurance quest alone, man, that's another podcast.
Interesting.
Dude,
I'm
so
not
much
interested
money.
in hearing about it, but yeah.
It's actually very not interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't have enjoyed it even, and I lived through it.
Yeah.
So, but bottom line, I have a car, drove it home.
Congratulations.
I'm a car guy now, dude.
I know, Mike is a car guy.
I bought one of those.
I feel like I've watched it happen real time.
Yeah.
You had access to a car for a month.
Yes, that's right.
The car leaves you. You go, oh, wait, it was nice to have a car.
Mm-hmm.
Fumi comes on podcast.
Talks about
having a car in LA.
Yes.
Talk about car culture. Talk about miles per gallon. Then leaves. We don't talk for 2 weeks. I see you. You have a car. I like literally saw it happen.
It was one of those things where like, I don't know exactly. In a big decision like this, there's always a point where it goes from being like, I just have a bunch of browser tabs open.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know?
It's me looking at boots.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like at a certain point, you're like,
it's gonna happen.
It's a dream for a long time. You're just like, oh, I'm just looking.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. I'm not looking. But then something happens where you're like, for me, it was like I moved some money around. I was like, okay, the money is like dedicated.
Yeah.
You know, so now it's now it's getting real.
Right.
You know, I moved down the consumer acquisition funnel
Yeah.
to considerate. I don't know what it is.
I know. I don't know what it is, but I visually know what you're saying.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, and I think at a certain point too, I was like, especially because I had sunk so much energy into the Saturday, I was like, there was a good chance like I would not have a car.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And I think I would have been really bummed about that. Because then either I would have to forget it, or I'd have to like remount up another safari.
Exactly.
To go look at cars.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do that. And then afterwards, on that Saturday, we didn't walk out with the car, but we left a deposit and all that stuff. And we were like trying to make arrangements. So we felt good. And then we went to Mitsuwa, the one in New Jersey, in Edgewater.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Anyways, and we had like some rice balls. It's a great day.
I love Mitsuwa.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the story.
Most relatable.
Most relatable for me. Go ahead, Mitsuwa.
We should have a Mitsuwa episode where we talk about Mitsuwa.
I would love that. Yeah. I've never been to any Mitsuwas, or I've never been to a Japanese market outside of like Manhattan, Brooklyn. I would love to go to like a big one in somewhere.
Have you been to the one in Industry
City? Oh, you have
City?
A car now.
I have a car.
Can you drive me?
Yes.
Okay.
So wait, have you been to the one in Industry City?
No.
Okay. It's Mitsuwa as well.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I've been to that one. Yeah. But I never can shop that much because it's like I'm doing the train.
Right. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Now you have an Outback.
I know. But if you want to talk about Japanese markets in San Jose, California, I got you. I can
Which one?
That.
Is it also
Mitsuwa?
Mitsuwa?
And then there's another one. I forgot what it's called.
Is Mitsuwa like y'all's like H Mart?
Yeah. I think there used to be. There's like multiple Japanese places, but it is like the H Mart.
Yeah.
And of the kind of the JA, Japanese American community.
JA. Cool.
Oh wait, can I say something?
Yes.
You know I missed the episode with Fumi.
Yes.
I sent this to both Fumi and Mike, but my aunt emailed me.
Oh, that's right.
and she's probably listening to this right now. Out of nowhere, this like paragraph about how proud of me she is because Fumi said he would do an episode with me.
Wow.
On air.
Wow.
And she was like, wow, I can't believe someone as famous as Fumi, who's been on Colbert.
Yeah, he's been on Colbert. Yeah.
Who's been on Colbert, would want to do something with you. I'm so proud of you.
Wow.
I DM Fumi and I'm like, so my aunt is proud that I'm in proximity to you. And Fumi was like, I think she's like, it's just exciting to have like another Japanese American person.
That's amazing.
Like relate to you. I was like, I guess, I don't know, but I don't know why. I was like, I just got this email. I was like, I guess I'm doing well because I know Fumi.
This is like third degree fame. Do you know what I'm saying? He's famous because he knows someone. Like if you draw the fame tree, it's like Ronnie Chieng starts. Yeah. Then it's like down to Fumi. Then it's down to you.
Then me. Yeah. It was just so funny. I was like, okay.
That's great. And then I'm famous because I know you.
Yeah.
My aunt is going to be like, oh my God, you know Jenny.
Oh my God, yeah. Jenny talked about you.
She was in that new series called The Podcast.
Yeah. Where
she plays a ditzy Japanese girl. She's so funny. She won.
So funny. She won. She got 500 followers from that.
Wow. Anyways. So your mom, I mean, not your mom, your aunt is a big fan of Fumi's?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
I think she just saw him on Colbert.
On Colbert.
I think she's like a Colbert fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, I don't know.
You know what's funny is he will be back here, but you won't be here.
Again?
Yeah, you're going to Japan.
Oh my God. He always comes when I'm not here. It's crazy. And I'm not gone that often.
Wait a minute. I've never seen the two of you in the same room before.
Fumi! He is back again when I'm gone.
He's back again because he's here for, I don't know if he's here for New York Comedy Festival.
And
I'm not sure.
Comedy Fest.
Yeah, and you're not here for that. You're in Japan, which is fair.
That sucks.
He'll be back again.
I know, but every time he's back, I'm gone. That's the problem.
I know.
Fumi, don't do that. Talk to me first about my schedule.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was our car catch-up / pilot episode.
Yes.
Catch up. Oh, we were supposed to even talk about this other culture thing. Do you want to talk about that?
Where are we at?
We're at 49 minutes already.
It's up to you. We can also hold for the next step.
Let's hold it. Let's hold off. Okay. So that was our episode today. Sorry
I didn't have a more exciting week.
I don't know. I mean, pilot's cool.
I know. I was just working a lot.
Work?
I wanna come to the table with like juicy goss, but I don't have it.
Come on. Mine was I bought a station wagon.
I know, but that's like a big amount that's an investment. I didn't even invest in anything. I invested in
you
myself.
Invested in yourself. You invested in yourself. You're your own station wagon.
I know, but when weeks where I have a good, productive, creative week are the weeks where I don't have juicy goss to bring to the audience members. You know what I mean? I want to be like, a guy did this to me and I hate him. Yeah, but I don't have that.
Get out there, get into your hoe era, whatever. Hoe phase. I don't know what it's called.
I don't have time to hoe out when I have to write.
That's the most Jenny thing, I don't have time to hoe out. I don't have
time to hoe out this week.
I've got to get a new version of Final Draft.
Yeah, exactly. That's me this week. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all for us today. As always, check out the Instagram. It's Asian Not Asian Pod, and you can find me on Instagram at Nice Pants Bro.
I'm at Jenny Arimoto.
You can always again check out our stand-up comedy show. The next one, December 8th, 2023, last one of the year. And until then, slide into our DMs and let us know if you have any reality TV shows that you'd like
us to be in,
or our characters to
be in. And also if you're a casting person.
Yes.
And can cast us in it.
Yeah.
Reach out.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.